Drage gledalke, dragi gledalci, pozdravljeni v Paradi plesa. Oddaji, katere moto je: Dan s plesom je odličen dan. Danes vas naša ekipa vabi na Dunaj na ogled reportaže z dunajskega plesnega festivala ImPulsTanz, ki se je odvijal med 6. julijem in 6. avgustom. Letos še posebej svečan, saj je obeležil 40. letnico delovanja od tistega prvega enotedenskega plesnega workshopa do razvitja v enega najbolj pomembnih plesnih festivalov na svetu.
Naj vas 25 minut posvečenih dunajskemu festivalu ImPulsTanz popelje skozi 40 let inovativnih in impulzivnih plesnih let, ki ga je na začetku skreirala triperesna deteljica Karl Regensburger, Ismael Ivo in Andree Valentin.
You know, it happened so organically. I don't have a specific memory about how it happened. It just happened slowly. We started with a very small kind of festival with workshops, and then 5 or 6 workshops. I'm not precise with numbers. And then it started to grow slowly, and the attention was coming because it was the right moment. We were starting this ImPulsTanz, which was Vienna International Dance Weeks. It was just happening in the moment where dance became more important and finally showed itself in its new way, of contemporary way, which was so completely different from the idea of what dance means, the classical ballet and all the cliché people have in their heads. ImPulsTanz is so international, you know. People come from all countries and so, and that was the aim actually. We wanted to, as we were 3 people, Karl from Austria, me from France and Italy and Switzerland, and Ismael Ivo from Brazil. It was really already international, this meeting between us. We met in Berlin, and so it was already the spirit, it was the spirit of that what ImPulsTanz is now.
Andreja festivalu še vedno pripadna, ne več tako intenzivno, a svojimi idejami pomaga, da festival še vedno raste. Karl Regensburger po smrti koreografa in plesalca ter umetniškega direktorja Ismaela Iva pred 2 letoma samostojno vodi festival, ki iz leta v leto raste, in temu primeren je tudi budžet festivala, ki je bil letos kar 8 milijonov evrov.
The teachers of the workshops are performing. Not realizing that there was, for instance, Marie Chenard European premiere as a solist. There was Como Rubushi, so there were actually choreographers in Vienna who were teaching. That was a big difference, and so everything came together. 1 year later we started then together with Susanne Linke and Mary Overly and Nina Martin, the field project, the so-called Pro Series, the research projects for the professionals, and so on. In the middle of the 90s we started DanceFed, the scholarship program. In the first year, even without help of the European Union, so we thought, well, maybe we have to cancel it, but we said no, we don't do it, because the idea is such a nice idea, we have to continue. And then from the second year on, there was also, till today, a constant support of the European Union, of the cultural program. By the way, we are the only institution who supported all in a way that long. This year, quite satisfied, we have an overall budget. The whole festival has a yearly budget of 8 million euros, whereby 4.6 are coming through the city of Vienna, the Republic of Austria, and approximately 45% are self-financed by a very strong income on the box office and through the workshops, but also by support through sponsorships, cooperation with different entities in economic, and so it's going well.
Krasen budžet seveda dopušča, da se na festivalu vsako leto zgrne množica tako uveljavljenih umetnikov kot tistih, ki si šele utirajo pot med prepoznavne plesne umetnike sveta. Balans med starim in novim naj bi bil uravnotežen, a množica dogajanja zadnjih nekaj let prerašča okvirje normalnega ogleda predstav, delavnic, razstav, druženj. Festival spremljam od samih začetkov, zadnje leta pa si ogledam predstave in se družim s plesnimi umetniki. Zadnji teden festivala, ki je tudi najbolj primeren čas za kreiranje reportaže. Takrat, ko se že zberejo vse številke, ko nekateri že dihajo na škrge, a drugi še vedno polni elana, da se predstavijo svetu. Eden takšnih je bil tudi Sidney Leoni, francoski ustvarjalec, ki živi na relaciji Francija, Belgija, Švedska in je s predstavo Fly na temo nižinskega izvedel odlično filmsko plesno kreacijo.
It feels very good. It's such a great platform to present your own work, so it's something that I probably wished for a couple of years now. So now that we are here, it's splendid. It's some kind of recognition, I would say. Like yesterday, I said to my colleagues, "We made it," and it's particular with this work, Fly, this performance, because I initiated it in my apartment. So because the performance deals with cinema and live performance, so I started the show by creating a feature film, a fiction feature film, and this film has been created in my apartment. And therefore, to start in your own little place and to end up at ImPulsTanz, it feels like it's a very nice trajectory. Like you can also sometimes really trust your process and surround yourself with great artists. And if you do that, you might end up at ImPulsTanz, even though you do your creation at home.
Predstava Fly je doživela uspeh pri publiki in kritiki, meni pa napovedala, da sem imela srečno roko pri izbiri letošnjih predstav, katerih je bilo na meniju kar 68, od tega 44 avstrijskih premier. Ena od umetnic, ki je že 25 let zvesta festivalu, je Francozinja Mathilde Monnier, ki je letos poučevala in nastopala. Tokrat s kar dvema predstavama, Black Lights in defile za 27 škornjev.
I didn't expect that I was supposed to come this year, and so it's a very good surprise of being here. And I love to teach, I love to dance, and I love also to perform. So everything is all those levels are really important. Even teaching is really important for me. And no, I'm so happy to have the chance to be again in ImPulsTanz after 25 years. In fact, it didn't change in the spirits, which is nice. I always feel the same spirit, the same generosity to the artists and the welcome that they have, and all the theater are almost the same. I mean, there are so many theater in the city where we can perform. I mean, so incredible theater with such big historical stories, and so no, I think it changed, but in a good way, I have to say. It's bigger, of course, yeah, much bigger, much more famous also. At the origin, this piece was made for a catwalk. It was done for the fashion week. So I kept this relation in the fashion week, that you look at the audience look at you, they're very close to you. So this was already in the piece when I performed it the first time. And I really like this very close relation with the audience. I take the audience with me and I can really look at the people directly. It's very comfortable for me.
Omemba preminulega Ismaela Iva je v kontekstu festivala seveda nujna. Tudi mene je pred desetletji povabil, da naredim reportažo, prav on. On je tista karizmatična oseba, zaradi katere je večina sodelujočih umetnikov postala prepoznavna svetu. Večina mu je hvaležna za vse priložnosti, ki jih je dal ustvarjalcem, ki so iskali svoje stopinje na polju sodobnega plesa. Izguba tako velikega umetnika je ogromna. Festival se tega zaveda in spomin nanj je vedno enako intenziven. Tudi pri sestrah Alain, ki sta na festival prvič prišli kot del skupine Akra Makana, a leta 2014 že napolnili klase v Arzenalu. Šade in Kristin sta se leta 2019 prvič predstavili Pavli kot ustvarjalki, letos pa s predstavo Far From Home inspirirali z aktualno temo beguncev. Predstava je bila zelo uspešna, se je organizator planiranim 6 predstavam dodal še 4, ki so bile v trenutku razprodane.
Our first experience of being here was actually we performed for another company. And Ismael Ivo, he saw us perform and he was so excited by our energy. He was like, what do you guys do? You have to come and share and do workshops. And we were like, yes, I want this, let's go for it. So the year after we came back to teach dynamic rhythm and texture and Afrofusion. And that in a way was the beginning of our journey of sharing with the community here, international dancers traveling here to do our workshops and just really sharing the fire and the passion.
Ismael was someone that saw beyond just what you see physically. There was a potential. He saw something that we knew we have, but we just needed the kick to do it. We had 2 years before being seen by Ismael, kind of researching what Elaine's dance would be, what's our significant language, and we just needed someone to be like, get it out there. And Ismael saw that in us before we even spoke to him and said, this is the time, let's get it out there. And he really supported us throughout all the years, and he always made a guest entrance into the workshops and said, okay, what are you doing for performances? What else are you sharing? And Ismael was really our hero.
Elaine Dance, we always make pieces about true stories and true events because that's what hits us and what touches us, and that gives us a motive to create. So when we were here in 2019 in the Odeon, we performed A Night's Game, which was about incarceration, and it was only the 2 of us. Where this year, when we came back, we have a cast of 6 members, including ourselves, and a community cast, and we're talking about topics of migration. And it was very important for us to have a community cast that are here in Vienna, because it's about representation, it's about visibility, and the audience having someone on stage that they recognize, that they feel familiar with, that can touch them in a different way. So it's such an honor to talk about these stories and continue conversations through dance.
Američan oziroma kot sam sebi pravi ameriški evropejec, 50-letni Trussell Harrell, zvezda sodobnega plesa, je seštel, da je na Dunaju preživel že 16 poletij. Festival brez njega preprosto ne more in letos so bile na programu kar 3 njegove produkcije. Od tega edino Maggie, The Cat, duhovita. Umetniški vodja ciriškega plesnega ansambla se poslavlja z letošnjim letom od vodenja tega ansambla in kot freelance umetnik išče nove izzive.
I was just so excited to be in a place with so many dancers thinking and creating, and I mean it's a very different kind of festival environment, and it's very international first of all, but you really get to hang out and be with dancers, like kind of a dance college or something. I don't know. I came from New York, which was quite a community environment, but we also had to work. So what was nice here is it was like, 24 hours hanging around dancers and only thinking about dance, not having to go to your day job. Let's say that was great. For me, Vienna is and ImPulsTanz is really a home for me. I feel always like it's like homecoming when I come here. I don't know, it's funny because we basically, I decided to make a piece about the servants on the plantation and their affinity for this woman who is the daughter-in-law in the house, Maggie, because she's a real they call her Maggie the cat because she's a bit scratchy, she is going for things, but she'll bite you at any moment, and they kind of root for her. So it's this sense of an affinity between, the lower class and someone who's trying to make it to the upper class, that you find this incredible humor because sometimes you have to laugh at people in their kind of social climbing, but we also sometimes root for people. We also sometimes really want people to do better in life and to have the things that they dream about. And so I think it's a lot about that, about people who support each other. At its very basics, let's say, it's about dreaming and about like people kind of rooting for people who dream.
V predstavi Maggie the Cat nastopa tudi Christopher Matthews, plesalec, ki je na festival prvič prišel kot dance weber, študent torej, in sicer leta 2016. Njegova posebna karizma ga je kar hitro pripeljala med zelo zaželene pedagoge. Zase sicer pravi, da je njegova pojava precej nenavadna za plesalca. Nenavadni so tudi njegovi klasi, ki kar lebdijo od umirjenega in pretočnega giba.
For me, it's really special. Like actually, ImPulsTanz is really, really special. I go to lots of festivals around the world, but ImPulsTanz is very particular. There's like a life, but also an intimacy. Even though it's so big, you really feel like everybody gets to know each other. Everyone learns your name. You see the same people. For me, it's quite amazing to come to ImPulsTanz because every year it's like a place where people meet, and so I may not see my friends because we're all performing all around the world, but then in Vienna we come here and we meet and we get to hang out, and so besides all the incredible dancing, there's also this just about like checking in with who our friends are in the industry, and I think that's what's really special because they really also find this important, that it isn't just about performing or taking class, but it is about, dance is also really social, and we are socializing as we relate to each other. Yes, I know that I have a big personality, but also that big personality, sometimes, you get tired. So I'm teaching in the morning and then I'm performing in the evening. And also it's really cool because I see that there are two different participants in the festival. You have the ones who come to take dance classes, and then you have the people of the city who come to see the performances. And so for me, it's special now to be engaging with these two different communities that share ImPulsTanz. And so I just want to prepare people for everything, but by adding the word commercial to it, it does also allow people to realize that actually too, going into the commercial field is an amazing, viable thing. Again, the dichotomy is that I work across classic theater and dance to commercial sides of stuff. So I just did a film. I was just dancing in a Hollywood film, but the week before I was dancing at the Avion Festival, doing very more voguey, contemporary stuff. So I don't have this very clean line of a career. And so in a way, but what I find is that sometimes people don't like to cross over. So even when I was living in New York, I was dancing in a ballet company and a modern dance company at the same time. And the modern dance people would be like, oh, why do you, I would never go see ballet. And the ballet people are like, oh, those modern dancers, oh, they don't point their feet. And I don't know, I just love dance, so I do it all. And so in my class, I try to allow people to know that, yeah, commercial can be interesting. And even though, yes, it's working in with the concerts or with film and TV, doesn't mean that it isn't also experimental.
Če za trenutek zapustimo dunajske plesne odre in gremo tja, kjer se je vse skupaj začelo. Na plesne delavnice v športni center Šmelc zaradi adaptacije starih vojaških skladišč v Arzenalu je bila izbira lokacije letos nadvse priročna in jubilejna. Seveda se je tudi Šmelc v 40 letih prenovil, a nekateri pedagogi, ki so bili tam od vsega začetka, pravijo, da je Šmelc prav dobro prizorišče za 224 plesnih delavnic, ki so se odvijale letos. Eden najstarejših pedagogov, ki se Šmelca spominja v živo, je Bruce Taylor, ki je na festivalu manjkal samo 2-krat. In prvi spomini so bili na čokoladni puding.
First thing I said when, we're going back to the Schmelz, maybe there'll be the chocolate pudding, but there's no chocolate pudding. But it was really delicious. I think when we went to the Arsenal, everything just got bigger. Because at the Schmelz, since it's a smaller space, everything is a little bit more intimate and team. But I find the dancers to be, it's much easier to see the things here at the Schmelz because it's so big at the Arsenal. So I'm enjoying it here. trying it. And it's a whole other atmosphere too. From the beginning was very jazzy, very claquette, tap dancing, flamenco and everything. Now it's different, very contemporary and mixed with other things. It seems so kitsch to say in my day the dances, but it's true that like the technique level was not as high as it is now. In the past, so the people had to rely more on personality, how they are. And nowadays, the new dancer, already the boys are very in legs, and so the things are changing. So maybe sometimes you see less personality, more technique, but I think with age things come. Dance changes for me with age, and the thing is, with age, and teaching, I may not be able to do everything, but you have to be able to communicate the ideal through other ways, But you never should stop dancing.
Edini pedagog, ki pa na festivalu ni nikoli manjkal in mu tudi leta ne pridejo do živega, je legenda Joe Legado, ki ga pozna tudi slovenski plesni svet zaradi asistentke Urše Rupnik, ki pa je letos preživela na festivalu samo teden dni in sva se žal zgrešili.
Well, it's good to still be here, and instead of, not, but no, it's a good experience. I was here for 4 weeks, and it was quite a ride. Yeah, Expressions was great this year. Yeah, it was, yeah. It's become very much a part of the community, of the dance community, definitely the Austrian and European community. So that's how it's changed, because it's so much in the fabric of dance, and it's beautiful. As you saw today, a lot of people are being exposed to it, and that's always good.
Letošnja slovenska bera je bila na festivalu bolj skromna. Urša Urbančič je bila edina pedagoginja, ki je poučevala ples za gibalno ovirane, no borders. Udeleženci delavnic pa se znajo tako po slovensko tudi malo skriti pred mojo kamero, zato v zadnjem tednu nisem niti zabeležila nobene naše udeležbe. Seveda po moji kameri ne zbežijo pedagogi, ki radi razložijo, zakaj so poletja na Dunaju tako pomembna. Britanski umetnik Jose Agudo in njegov flamenko na festival prihajata od leta 2014.
The festival is growing every year, it's 40 years, no? And I think something very beautiful to celebrate is how dance is spreading in the city. It's like you have expression right now, and you have everyone dancing, from cowboy to flamenco, to higher level, to Indian dance, urban. I mean, it's just phenomenal, and there's something for everyone. And I feel like the atmosphere is really clean. There are a lot of respect around. And yes, it's that I think the power of ImPulsTanz is how everyone's coming to dance. Public move was I think was a big revelation. This thing of bringing the dance into the city and just everyone can dance is I think it have a really big, more and more a really big place, in the festival, I have more. I will say that I have more the professional part, but everything is valuable, Everything is beautiful, and it's something for me is in my heart. Like, the more people can dance, the better, because I believe in how dance is a really high art. It's very complex, very sophisticated, it's good for your health. I would say only happy, it's not only about being happy, but it's the wellness of the being together, community, the challenge of learning something, the challenge of being able to improvise, and take a lot of fears away, I would say.
So pa nekateri pedagogi, ki so to poletje prišli prvič na festival, in prav Španec Jose Manuel Alvarez s sodobnim flamenkom je bil prava paša za oči in ušesa.
Bueno, pues es mucha emoción porque es la primera vez que hay flamenco en el festival y estoy muy emocionado de que haya sido yo la persona que pueda introducir este arte aquí en este festival. Pues me ha sorprendido porque ha sido muy abierto, muy diverso, he tenido alumnos de todas las edades, he tenido gente que ya bailaba flamenco y gente que se ha iniciado y sobre todo gente muy alegre y muy abierta, ¿no? a la danza y al arte.
Na zaključku delavnice je nastopil tudi indijski zvezdnik Bollywooda Terence Lewis, ki je seveda zvezda v Indiji, a tudi na ImPulsTanz festivalu, kamor prihaja že od leta 2003.
I was a dance webber, and then 2005 I was a teacher, and it was my first time teaching, so it's been 18 years now.
What are your feelings about the festival celebrating 40 years of it?
I think it's a very special festival for me. I have a very emotional attachment, so I'm going to be very biased about my opinion because I have been here, I have been nurtured by this festival. I got my scholarship here in 2003 and teaching here every year, imparting my culture to people from Europe is just amazing because the culture is very diverse and we are diametrically opposite in many ways. We are very expressive and loud and, you know, happy, and we celebrate life every time, and we wear bright colors, makeup, jewelry, everything. So I think it's the contrast is so big. And I think I see that people over the years, the class is full. From the last 15 years, the class is full. And I'm surprised that Europeans love, you know, my culture so much. So I deeply have great respect for all those people who come from my Bollywood classes and source of adventure, because you have to be crazy to do a dance which is so opposite to you. You know, to be so embracing, and I think it says a lot about the people in this country and the people around who come from my class, that they're open in their minds and they're very adventurous and they're super crazy.
Enako popularen kot Terence je tudi Archie Bourne, ki je svoje znanje podajal ne samo v šmelcu, ampak tudi v tako imenovanem public space okolju za vse mimoidoče, ki si preprosto želijo zaplesati. Archie z Vogungom na Dunaj prihaja 13 let.
I came down first time 2010, and obviously, you know, Vienna is a beautiful city. Never been there before, and watching everything here, I'm going like, wow. First thing coming from New York, you say, it's very clean over here. It's home, man. It's home. It's like I get to see people throughout the years, you know. I get to see people throughout the years, and I get to see them grow. And I get to see them have kids. Isn't that crazy? Have kids. And it's an overall rewarding experience to get feedback of how the experience transformed people. I think that's the greatest reward ever. I mean, who would ever think, you know, but yeah.
In ja, ljudje vedo, zakaj priti na dunajski ImPulsTanz, ali na ogled, ali na ples. Organizator je zabeležil v poletnem mesecu skupno 148,000 ljudi, ki so na kakršenkoli način sodelovali na festivalu. Še ena lepa številka, ki se bo zagotovo ponovno zavrtela prihodnje poletje. To je bila dunajska parada plesa, mi vas čakamo ponovno čez 14 dni, ker veste, da je dan s plesom odličen dan. Lep plesni živjo!